talk about amazing television. People are riveted by the new Netflix docuseries, Sean Combs' The Reckoning, produced by his longtime rival, 50 Cent. Take a look at some of the trailer.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business. We're losing.
Puffy, Puff Daddy, Diddy, Sean Combs. All of these reincarnations, all those name changes are attached to really bad deeds.
Now, he was acquitted on racketeering and sex trafficking charges, and he denies all sexual assault allegation and is currently in prison for prostitution-related charges. So I see from your faces, you've just started watching this. What?
Finished.
You finished. Okay.
Binged.
Okay. What was surprising?
Well, one thing that jumped out at me, there's so much in here that you really have to kind of pick, but I think it's the fourth installation where Roger Bonds, his former head of security, says that he only leans into his Black roots when it benefits him. So you watch his rise on Black culture and Black people and how much he abused and rode on other people's talent. And he's touring Harlem, and there's a point where they said he only comes home when the world spit him back out. He gets in the car and starts to talk about how he needs hand sanitizer and he needs to clean himself because he was out among the people and he felt so dirty. And I just looked and I thought, you should feel dirty, dude, for 1,000 other reasons. But that is not one of them.
This blew my mind, and I have to say, 50 Cent is out here doing the Lord's work. We need to protect him at all costs. I think if we put him on the Epstein files, he'd get them all released in days.
He sure would.
I don't want to give anything away, but he gets into some very high-profile unsolved crimes with very, very interesting and compelling new information. He goes through Diddy's basically his whole life and talks about the kind of man that he was. And I commend his courage because the thing you see throughout is how many people knew how terrible he was, what he was engaging in, but they were afraid to come forward. And 50 Cent's like, I'm just gonna put it all out there and let the people decide. So I tend to believe the arc of history is long, but it bends toward justice. And even if he didn't get justice in the courtroom, he will in the public eye.
The thing that, of course, to me is the most shocking, and I think probably the most delicious piece of petty revenge by 50 Cent, is that the clip we just saw and other parts throughout the episodes is from a videographer that was hired by Sean Combs to document the days before he got arrested. I suspect that he thought he could use this footage to rebrand, clear his name, and instead of that, 50 Cent got his hands on it and is now the #1 show on Netflix. So, and apparently, part of the other vindictive tour is, so he gave an interview to Robin Roberts, our colleague here on ABC, because apparently ABC is one of the few networks that they are allowed to see in prison. So he could make sure that he could see 50 just, laughing at him. So, hello, Sean Combs from ABC.
It's a level of petty. You know what surprised me along with you, I think, is the depth and the breadth of his actions and how they started very early. I always think hurt people. He was hurt as a child. He saw a lot of dysfunction as a child, and he perpetuated that dysfunction. What was the most disturbing for me is to watch his two sons, Justin and Christian, in the video, in the hotel room with him, and the fact that they saw a lot of this. And I remember being in the courtroom and I think about six of his children spoke at sentencing. And so 6 of them were there for a lot of this testimony. And he failed as a father in many ways, but in the most important way, in my view, is to protect his children from the disgusting things that were going on in his life. So he failed his children, and I found that the most devastating.
Well, the thing that always gets me is, these folks have been around, and lots of people. It's not just him. It's, it's all the ones we've been talking about over the years, and you think, all these people knew? And nobody thought, I don't care, I'm telling? just makes your heart hurt. But then you find all the people who said, I do care and I am telling.
Yeah.
And so we commend them.